Pedantic, ungrateful guy. Hey, pedantic, ungrateful guy. Thanks for coming over to my house to hang out around midday.
It's 2:30. It's sort of the end of midday.
Well, anyway, I made some sandwiches I thought we could eat since it is midday meal. I assume you haven't had lunch, and here's a free one for you. Got a sandwich here. Do you want anything to drink with your free lunch? Maybe a glass of milk, a beer even, maybe? It is 2:30, as you say.
Come on, we both know that there's really no such thing as a free lunch. What are you after?
Well, I mean, you're not paying for it.
Well, someone has to pay for it.
I mean, I paid for the bread and the meat and cheese.
So it's not really a free lunch then.
It's not really that much money to me.
There's no such thing.
Here, have a lunch that I paid for.
Like, thank you, but also, in a sense, aren't you sort of enslaving me, like, with expectations of, like, oh, now I'm supposed to be grateful. Oh, this is the guy who pays for my lunch. I'm so grateful to him. I like him.
I mean, I guess I do generally expect people will be grateful when I do nice things. It's not like I'm not trying to be like, that's an expectation I have, but it is.
But yeah, it's putting me in a position where, like, now I've got a cost. It's not really free because now I like you more, and now I sort of owe you a lunch in the future, right?
You could look at it that way. I would love a lunch, sure.
See? So it's like, oh, thanks for the lunch. Great, let's start this process of perpetual mutual slavery to provide lunches for each other on a recurring back and forth basis.
I can put the
as
sandwich in the
grow
fridge.
Fonder and fonder of each other. It's slavery.
I don't know, man. It just sounds like normal friendship to me. Or you could pay me for it if you want. I don't care. It's weird, but hey, this is my old buddy PUG.
Fine, I'll eat it.
You're going to love it. It's really good.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much for this free lunch.
Oh, pedantic, ungrateful guy. Oh, you. I love you. We all love you.
I know.
Pedantic, ungrateful guy.
Okay, now push. Now breathe in and push. Push. Here it comes.
Oh my God, it's the miracle of life.
It's a beautiful baby boy.
Oh my God, look at that little human that we made together. Oh, no.
Sorry, son. Before you put the breast in your mouth to feed.
We're going to have to work out a deal here.
Don't want to give you any mistaken impressions about whether or not there is such a thing as a free lunch.
Yeah, you might have noticed that it is 12:30. That's lunchtime.
Our whole family is mammals, so we produce warm milk for our young.
And liberals think that this teat drinking is a free lunch. And some liberal mothers even let it be a free lunch, and that produces liberal children. So as a conservative family,
we have to destroy the libs at all costs.
Now you want to eat, and I get that. You've never eaten before.
Yeah, every baby wants their first lunch.
Honestly, I find it cute. But you have to understand that there's so many other things I could be doing rather than just feeding you. And that's an opportunity cost that I'm paying that you owe me for. And we will be keeping a tab.
Both nips are metered, and we're going to be charging for every milliliter.
And lunch isn't the only thing that's not free. That velvet piece of cloth you're wrapped in, it seems nice. Hey, you're rubbing your face against it.
It's soft. I'm not going to lie. It's soft.
That's on the bill. You're going to be paying 1/3 of rent. You are going to be paying part of the cable bill. You don't believe all the prenatal vitamins I took to try and stay healthy for you.
So we're just keeping track of it. There's no rush to pay it off.
Yeah, we understand you're a helpless baby, obviously. Like, you can't work yet. You can't pay us anything right now. We're not ignoramuses.
We're just tracking. Just tracking and waiting. There's nothing wrong with tracking and waiting. So get off our back. And the baby agrees to the terms. Here we go. A little handshake up and down. As I'm the child's guardian, I'll sign on his behalf. And there you have it. Legal.
Yeah. Oh, look at it. Racking up quite the bill already.
Well, that's good.
Keep sucking, little guy. That's our retirement fund.
Those breast milk meters that we had installed on each nipple, the 1-800 number, they'll be down here in 15 minutes to fix it. We're not going to miss a drop.
Thank you, milk meters. Oh, yeah, so what did you want to name the baby?
I totally forgot.
Yeah, me too. Slipped my head.
We could just call it Child 1.
Child 1.
I don't know, Child 1 or Duncan?
Yeah, two great choices.
I mean, we have to pick now, too, because you can't name your second child Child 1. It's the only chance we're going to get. We could name our second child Duncan.
Yeah, that's true.
And it also leaves the door open to name the second child Child 2.
But you could always have Duncan and Child 2.
I feel like that would be bad for Child 2 somehow.
No, you're right. I don't want to live in regret. We'll name it Child 1. Oh, all the nurses look really impressed at our parenting skills. Yes, we're great parents. Yeah, you can stop looking.
Yes, its name is Child 1. We know it's a great name.
Yeah, we definitely made the right choice. People are speechless.
Did you hear that, Child 1? Everywhere you go, everyone will be rendered speechless by you. From cradle to grave, Child 1 will live an incredible life.
You know, I just can't wait till we're old and there's Child 1 and little Child 1 juniors.
Child 1.1.
Child 1.1, Child 1.2.
And we're in the middle of teaching Child 1 one of the most important lessons of all. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. Every drop of milk that he consumes was generated by processes in his mother's body. And that's where the debt comes from. Thank you all for being here today. I'm Child 1, state senator, father of 2. I've fought hard all my life for what's right, taken on some of the biggest, not been afraid to back down. And today I'm Child 1. I'm announcing my candidacy for President of the United States because we have a crisis in this country. Working families are going all afternoon without eating lunch. They're going hungry. Endemic lunch debt. 9 out of 10 young people will have a lunch debt of $25 million by the time they finish high school. Lunch overbilling is a huge problem. And we need action. We need someone who's going to tackle lunch hunger and lunch debt. We can do lunch action in this country. First 100 days I'm in office. Eliminate lunch debt and provide finally lunch for all.
Child 1.
Yeah, a reporter from the Wrong Town Post.
Child 1, when you say that these lunches will be free, are you saying you are able to create matter from nothing?
No, I'm not talking about matter from nothing. I'm talking about ensuring that a free at point of access lunch is provided to everyone every day without fail. So you can count on it. You can set your watch to it. Every day you're going to get a good, healthy lunch from the president.
Will you be enslaving to provide these lunches?
We're working on a plan to make every lunch a free lunch by tackling slave labor in the supply chain, intending to hit a fully free lunch by 2020.
What do you say to accusations that your lunches will all be essentially government paste in a tube, disgusting paste?
There's no plan to replace all lunch meals with disgusting paste from a tube. Those rumors are unfounded. We're aware of those rumors. We emphatically deny them.
Child 1, your parents are notorious child debt advocates, largely responsible for the push to charge children for their lunches. What do you say to the claim that we shouldn't take you seriously because you're just mad at mommy and daddy?
Look, I mean, a lot of people have huge lunch debt in the millions, a crushing lunch debt. You know, your average politician doesn't have lunch debt. Your average citizen does. So what I want for myself, I want for everyone. I've been really frank about my personal life in my memoir and my follow-up to the memoir, but I'm not going to be speaking about that here today. When I talk to people in the community, people are saying, I want lunch. They're not saying, oh, what's going on with your debt relationship with your parents? What psychological factors in your development for your current platform are associated with that? This sort of stuff. People aren't bringing that up. People are saying, I need lunch. It's lunchtime. That's what I'm hearing.
Child 1.
That's all the time that I have here for questions, but I just want to say, if you vote for me for president, I will show you there is such thing as a free lunch. That's live from Child 1's campaign announcement. But outside on the street, a different story. We go to a reporter now who's speaking to the protesters outside of Child 1's campaign stump speech.
Matter from nothing. Create matter from nothing.
I say create matter, you say from nothing. Create matter from nothing.
Yes, I'm down here outside of Child 1's presidential announcement speech, and these protesters are furious. The presidential campaign publicly snuffed this activist group tonight by saying that there would not be any matter created from nothing. I have spokesperson for this organization. Why do you think that it's insufficient to give free lunches that weren't created from nothing?
Someone still has to pay for it. We need to recognize that we're in a lunch crisis. We need to take bold action. and recognize that you can just absolutely create matter from nothing if you put your mind to it. And so that's what we're demanding.
What do you say to critics of your movement who say that it's a foundational law of science that matter cannot be created from nothing?
I don't hear these people talking about science all the time. Like, we got a political platform to create matter from nothing, and then their lab coats suddenly appear. Every citizen's a scientist. I've got faith that people can see through the lies of Big Lunch. They can see that matter can be created from nothing if we put our mind to it, if we're bold, we put our heart to it.
Thank you for that field report. This just in, the Child One campaign for president has put out a press release stating Child One misspoke when he said that he did not support the creation of matter from nothing. It goes on to say that Child One has been a tireless advocate for creating matter from nothing for his entire career. Any rumors to the contrary are entirely without basis. They blamed the flub at the campaign event on lightheadedness from missing lunch that day, and said that it points to a larger problem in our society of lightheadedness caused from missing lunch, which they say that Child One's policies would fix.
So me and my brother, Detective Wrong, we run this Wrong Boys detective agency, right?
Wrong and Wrong used to be called.
You know, we solve mysteries all the time, people. We try to solve a mystery every week. Someone comes in, hey, can you get to the bottom of this? And we say, yes, dutifully so. That's our slogan.
Can't count the amount of times we've said that, but this one case, I think it was back in March.
Yeah, late March.
Yeah, there was that huge thunderstorm that day.
Yeah, the office birds were flipping out from the thunderstorm and just flying around their cages. Sight to be seen.
Not a detective agency without an aviary.
So this guy comes in and he comes up to the desk and he said, hey, do you guys solve mysteries? And we said, yes, dutifully so. I got something I need you to get to the bottom of. We're like, okay, if you got the money, we got the time. And he said, I need you guys to figure out for me, is there such a thing as a free lunch? Thought it was a dumb question, but he had the cash.
This isn't a charity. If it was a charity, we'd answer smart questions for people who can't pay, but it's a business, so we answer dumb questions for people who can. And we told him all this, and he said, yes, I can pay.
Yeah, so we did some digging around.
Yeah, research. We read some Wikipedia. We go to Wikipedia a lot at our detective agency.
It's the People's Encyclopedia. It's crowdsourced. It's great. It's more than some of its parts. And so one thinking knot to untangle is, on one hand, there's this premise of zero marginal cost, moving towards certain things getting cheaper and cheaper to produce exponentially, so to the point where something's essentially eventually free, like the distribution of information on the internet, for example.
Because traditionally, people might say, oh, there's no such thing as a free lunch. You have to work for lunch. But the idea behind the zero marginal cost thing is we can actually automate the process using technology so that we don't have to work for lunch. But then people say, oh, no, we still have to work. We have to build the machines. We have to maintain the machines. People still have to work for their lunch. And then you say, okay, but maybe you're not thinking it far enough here. We can get automation eventually to a point where machines can build other machines and maintain themselves and each other, and create a kind of automated production society that needs extremely minimal. It'll always be near zero, could never be fully zero, but minimal input from humans of any kind, and just runs and keeps running. Once you add in the maintaining itself thing, it's almost like a perpetual motion machine in a sense. Like we start this thing up and then it produces for us. Obviously, matter can't be created or destroyed. We haven't figured that out. So it's not a true perpetual motion machine. It needs inputs. All these machines need to run on something. And that's what brings us to, actually, if you read the Wikipedia page, one of the most potent objections to the idea that there ain't no free lunch is the sun. If we consider the Earth as a relatively closed system, from the perspective of being on Earth, the sun is a free lunch. It's beaming energy to us all the time, a ton of energy to us. And if we can harness that energy to power the automated systems that will both create lunch for us and maintain themselves in creating lunch for us, powered by the sun, that's so close to a free. It's basically the same thing as a free lunch.
This is what we told him when he came back to our office asking, have you guys solved the mystery yet? Have you solved the mystery yet? Every day we're like, no, come back. We told you, we'll call you when we have it figured out. He's like, oh, ring, ring. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's him again. No, we haven't solved it yet. Sorry, we're going to call you back. Till one day, finally, he comes in. Have you guys solved it yet? Yes, we have solved it. We wake up in this world with one ultimate fate. The meaning of life is to turn sunlight into free lunch. So yes, there is a free lunch. It hasn't been perfected yet, but it's theoretically possible.
There's a reason why so many people in societies deify the sun and turn it into a god. It's because the sun provides us with so much for free.
So he told them, if you're looking for a god, there's one right there in the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he was pretty grateful to know about the meaning of life.
Yeah, he didn't say as much. He just mostly smiled and nodded and paid. But I got the strong impression that he had committed to a lifetime of living out humanity's fate in the universe to transform the energy of the sun into free lunch for all.
Turning sunlight into eventually free breakfast, free dinner, free food, free homes, free shelter, free communication technologies, all kinds of free things that the sun could ultimately provide through that same process we described for lunch.
So the whole week and a half we were solving this mystery, it had been just rainstorming nonstop, basically washing away the benches and mailboxes. It's like a typhoon out there. But as soon as we solved this mystery, no word of a lie, the sun came out.
Yeah.
It was nice, temperature.
Yeah, it kind of felt like the sun was coming out to wink at us because we understood its secret.
And he told me that he accepted the sun as his god.
Really? I don't even accept the sun as my
No,
god.
me neither. Yeah, but it's cool to see. Turns out the guy has this great swimming pool. And so we go back there. We have a great time. He's a great host. Basically, we go back there every week. And that's where we are now. And that's who you are. And thank you for the pool. It's so nice to frolic and swim here with you.
Yeah, Sean's a big frolicker.
Guilty.
Too. Loves
I
it.
try not to talk about the meaning of life, but frolicking is the meaning of life. Oh, you two are too kind. Well, thank you. And yeah, feel free to come back anytime. I'm really happy to have you here. Happy to entertain detectives at my home pool. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
My pleasure. Wish I could stay here all night, but all right, I'll just go upstairs, go up to my private study, my private room, leave where the wrong boys are, be away so it's private, record my private thoughts. And here we go. Today's date. Dear Journal, my secret plan to infiltrate the friendship of the Wrong Boys Detective Agency is going off without a hitch, and I'm extremely proud to say I'm well on my way to achieving my secret ends of getting a discount on detective services. By offering them the free lunch of my pool, I am turning the detectives more and more into my private slaves, as they like me more and more and will do more and more for me. Little do the Wrong Boys know, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Sincerely, Customer in Sketch.
Okay, so this next part here isn't going to make any sense unless I explain to you one thing about Wrongtown and how it works. In Wrongtown, people's private thoughts don't just exist inside their head. They actually travel up from their head to satellites, move between various satellites, and then are beamed back down to their head. That's how thinking works. But sometimes, just occasionally, there's a mix-up in the system, and the satellites beam one person's thoughts down to the head of someone that they weren't meant for. That's what happened to the customer. Just before the Wrong Boys left, he was thinking about what he was about to write in his journal, and that thought was actually beamed down into the head of one of the Wrong Boys detectives. We now join them in a taxi on their way home.
Oh, that guy is such a sweetheart. The way that he lets us use his pool all the time for free, it's so nice. It's like a friend.
Oh man, I gotta tell you something. He's only doing that because he wants something from us. Those swims are not a free lunch. He's just buttering us up because he wants a discount at the detective agency.
What? No, he wouldn't do that.
It's
He's
the
a
whole
friend.
thing's been an evil Machiavellian scheme for that one sole purpose.
So he's become our friend. He's invited us over to swim 7-8 times.
Yep.
He's given us lunch.
Sends us lunch sometimes at the office too.
He complimented my new shoes when he came in. He said I looked...
Striking, I think was the word he used.
I really appreciated that. He's a supportive, friendly guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, he listens to all of our problems, gives good advice, but knows when to hang back, tells us about similar experiences he's had, but doesn't overbear. He is seemingly a really good friend, but I'm telling you, I just know. I got some thoughts. He is only doing all that because he wants a discount. And really the joke's on him because we don't give discounts to friends.
You know, if he's just being nice to us to try to get a discount from us, I know how we can strike back at him. What if we did some really nice things for him? Like remembered his birthday, gave him emotional support during a tough breakup, go even further, do even more for him, and treat him even better than he treats us, become even closer and more mutually supported with
if he's
him.
trying to butter us up with all these free lunches, we'll give him even more free lunches.
Exactly. And what's he going to do? It's like, whoa, I wanted a discount, but now actually I owe them a discount because they've done so much for me. It's bulletproof.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Got him.
And so Detective Wrong and Detective Wrong treated their customer friend so well, so gratuitously, that he could never dare ask for a discount of any kind. They became closer and closer over time, eventually becoming very mutually supportive, close friends. And when the first of the three of them died, the other two went to that funeral. Then when the second of the three of them died, the remaining one went to that funeral. But the last one to die, he had friends from other friend groups and family members come to his funeral. He didn't die alone, but the other two were both already dead and they couldn't be there. The end.